Welcome to FTMO Performance Talks, the podcast about trading performance for serious traders. In today's episode,
it's important to think about what is behind this.
He has this core belief that in order to earn money, he must do some action.
You wouldn't FOMO. It's impossible if you follow your system.
So sit back, relax, and enjoy the podcast.
Hello everybody and welcome to Performance Talks. My name is Nelly.
And my name is Michael. And today's topic is...
fear of missing out. What it is, also what are the causes of it or what can be the triggers, and the best part is how you can solve it or how you can work with this problem. But firstly, before we will get into this, I would like to ask you, Michael, because you are a trader. So what is your own personal experience with FOMO?
Of course I do. I have many experiences with FOMO as any other trader out there. So it's something that makes you feel disappointed about yourself, because maybe we can start with what FOMO is, right? Mm-hmm. So FOMO, in my opinion or in my perspective, is an action caused by an emotion, which in this case is a fear. Mm-hmm. So basically, I'm doing something because I fear of something else. And when we talk about the FOMO, it's fear of missing out. So it implies that I'm afraid of that the opportunity will go away without me. Mm-hmm. So many times I made lots of trades just because of that. For example, when I had a level for myself, like this is the level I would like to trade, and the price was near that level, and then I saw a little sign of rejection, let's say the candle in the opposite direction. So I wanted to be in that trade because I was afraid that maybe the level I set was not correct. So I just wanted, not correct, maybe the level will be valid a little bit earlier. Mm-hmm. So many times this was the reason for taking the trade. And of course, most of the times you get sucked in. Mm-hmm. So you are in a trade. So in the moment, in the few minutes, you are happy. Mm-hmm. But then usually the trade goes to the logical level, or the market, the price goes to the logical level. So this is one of the type of fear of missing out. So let's say taking the trade early. Yeah. Or also what I've experienced, or different type of FOMO trade, is that you don't have time for trading. Mm-hmm. For example, you have an important meeting or you have just different stuff to do. So let's say I know that I will have a meeting for 2 hours from now on, but now I'm checking the phone and I see the setup is, or the price is coming to my level, but it's not confirmed yet. It's not confirmed yet, but I know in my mind that in the next 2 hours, I will not have opportunity to take the trade. Mm-hmm. So this can also drag you into a trade you don't want to be in. I would say that those two are like something that I can recall right now.
Mm-hmm. When I'm working with our traders, sometimes I also see, I see the things what you basically mentioned. So having that need to enter the trade slightly earlier, not waiting for all the confirmations, then basically not having that full focus on your trading because something else is on your mind, or you need to attend the meeting, or you have to be on some family event, whatever. So basically the second one, I would say it's kind of like similar to what you said. And then there's like a third experience, like my experience with clients. And that is while they would be waiting for a setup to occur, and they are waiting for a days. So basically, like on a Monday, there wouldn't be any setup. On Tuesday, still nothing. Wednesday, you start to be a little bit nervous because usually you would already have maybe 2 setups, like 1 setup on every single day. And then on Wednesday, there's still nothing. And, like there's that need to already take that action.
Yeah.
So I think that would be like a third situation, which like
I can
occurred in my
totally
mind.
relate that sometimes the market is flat, the trades are not coming, and then you start to afraid that, oh, maybe I will miss this opportunity as well. And then it's a Wednesday, maybe I have no trade, so that's why maybe you want to enter earlier. So of course, this has happened to me as well, many times.
And it is a really difficult one, right? Because in all the situations, you are aware that there are not the confirmations there yet, or that the market conditions are not ideal for your system or for your strategy, or that you won't have that 100% focus what you should have, but still that need or that fear, let's say, can be so strong that maybe even that sort of hope that it's going to work out anyways could take over.
Yeah, it can be anything. And when if we would be very strict about the FOMO or FOMO trade, basically it's a trade outside of your trading plan. Because whenever you would follow your plan to the T, to 100%, you wouldn't FOMO. It's impossible if you follow your system 100%. So it's important to think about what is behind this, because when we mention some of the situations, it's important to understand why it is happening. Because, for example, I had a client and he said, I'm patient all day, I'm waiting for the setup, it's not coming, then it's afternoon, and I know that my wife will come back from work and she will ask me, so how was your day? Have you made any trade, or were you profitable or something? And even though she is not pushing him like directly, his beliefs or his thinking, she will ask me, and I want to prove, okay, I have done something, because otherwise what can happen if the setup is not coming? Many days you do nothing in the sense of taking trades, but in the sense of doing your job as a trader, you do lots of stuff, because every time you look at the chart, you analyze the setup and you think about the opportunity. So every time you look there and you see no setup, you are working.
Exactly.
Because traders' work is making decisions. So if I make decision not to take the trade, it's like the result of my job.
But I would say like this is like an ideal scenario to explain how all of these things are going to your like core beliefs. Because if you think about your client, he has this core belief that in order to earn money, he must do some action.
Yeah.
And even though you said like he's doing a lot of work, he's like monitoring the charts, he's doing analysis, he's marking up the levels, like whatever. But still, like for him, that's not that action. Like that action is to take a trade, to be in a trade.
Yeah, it depends on what you think is your, or when you can say that I'm doing the job properly.
Yeah.
Because if I will think that my job is to take the trade or make trades, then when I'm not taking trades, I will be not satisfied with myself, and I can feel
I'm not productive.
Exactly. So, yeah, the beliefs and the belief of being productive. you know, or we can have another cause, belief of, or the fear that my strategy will stop working, you know, that the setup is not going to show up.
That's a difficult
Again,
one, isn't it?
That's a difficult one. And the funny story is that, I mean, I'm trading for many years right now. And I remember that when I started and when I came up with some strategy or something, I followed the strategy. Many times my trades out of the plan, like caused by the fear of missing out, if you can call it like this, were because I thought that maybe the strategy is going to stop working, or the market will change, or the markets will disappear, because if I can see it, everybody can see it. But I mean, after 9 years, I can say that the setups are not going anywhere. I mean, the market is changing a little bit here and there. You have the different situations like the war or the COVID, but still, the setups are there. At least I can find those setups all the time. So I believe that maybe it can calm someone because the trading is not going anywhere. So you don't need to rush. The markets are still there. You don't need to push it, because when you push it, then you aren't doing any good, which we all know. But sometimes it's good to remind yourself it's fine, the markets are there, the setup will come again, because it already did in the past. So why it wouldn't?
And that actually leads me back to what we already discussed. And that is that momentum when you, for example, have the meeting scheduled and you see that, like, maybe in a few minutes there will be that setup. You really want to go for that trade, but there are not like all the confirmations there just yet. If you're not going to take that trade and you're going to go to attend that meeting, and afterwards you're going to come back and you're going to see that the confirmations were met and you missed out on that trade, it was a huge winner, then isn't this actually exactly that confirmation that the system is working? I mean, it is also like very difficult to see that that everything was working out. You didn't take that trade, but you were not supposed to take that trade because you couldn't have that like 100% focus on it. But still, it's some sort of confirmation, overall confirmation of your strategy, that the system or strategy is actually working, it's profitable.
Yep. I would say that many times, and it also happens to me, and it's happening everybody. You see the setup is coming up, or the price is going there. So you say to yourself, okay, so this time I'm going to be disciplined, and I'm not going to take the trade because it's not confirmed yet. Then you don't take it. You have the meeting, or you need to do job or something. Couple hours later, you come back, and then you see the price did just exactly what you thought it will. And then many times traders get upset, angry. They feel like betrayed or something. Like, I knew it.
Because they missed out.
Yes,
they missed out.
I missed out. So next time I see the setup is not there, but I take it because I don't want to miss out. Because I remember that many times it worked out, but you cannot take it if there is no confirmation. So if the price makes the confirmation then, and then it goes to your favor or in your favor, but without you, because you couldn't take the trade, as you said, the positive side of it could be, I can be happy with it, even though I'm not profiting on that setup, but I can be happy, and instead of I missed the trade, I can say the strategy is working. So I can be happy because it can say, or it's maybe saying the next time when the similar thing will happen and you see all the confirmation, you need to see all the confirmation according to your plan, then you can have higher chances, or not higher chances, you can be more sure or feel more sure because you have another example in your sample set of your trades. So yeah, it's a nice way how to change the belief from I'm missing something that is wrong to maybe I will miss it, maybe not, maybe the setup will or the price will come will wait for me. I mean, not for me, but it will wait there. Maybe it will be hovering, and I can take the trade. But if you do violate your plan, you take it without confirmation, then again, when the trade is going to be loser, then you are very upset. And usually not only about the loss, but many times about yourself, because you know that you have done something you shouldn't.
Yeah. And there are moments during anyone's trading career when it can be really even like more difficult to not FOMO into the trades, right? Like, let's say when you're in a losing streak, you really wanna, get to the break even, or when your payout is just, I don't know, in a 2 days, and you're still not kind of like satisfied with the percentage you made. Then all these things can be like a little triggers.
Yeah, it adds up the pressure. Yeah, and yeah, many times when you set a target, for example, for yourself, that in the end of the month, I want to have 10% or 15, 20, whatever. Everyone needs to think twice about the numbers. But even if it is, like, I would say from my point of view, reasonable, like 2 to 5% per month, many times you just don't achieve that. Maybe because of some mistakes, maybe because of the market, maybe because of the strategy, whatever the reason is. But when I'm setting this target, like exactly this is the number I want to achieve, then I have few days left from the month or something, or the payout cycle, whatever. Then also it can be the fear of missing out, like fear of I'm not achieving my plan, so I'm not
like satisfied.
I'm not satisfied with myself.
Performance.
Yeah, with myself. I don't validate myself as a trader or something, because if I have a belief I'm a good trader if I meet 5% per month, then if I'm not meeting that belief, I will be not satisfied with myself. And this fear of not satisfaction with myself can also be the cause of just take something, just force it, push it.
And it's just ridiculous, isn't it? Because basically, and you already mentioned that, right? Like, your job as a trader is to follow the system, what you created for yourself, or what you learned. And so when you are trading, you are supposed to wait for all the confirmations, like ideal case scenario, like you should do this. Wait for all the confirmations, then go for that setup, and then, just let the market do its work. You're not gonna, this is not in your power. Like, you're not gonna influence what is going to happen. The only thing what you can do is to test your system.
Yeah. It's another perspective one can get, because if I think that I'm responsible, for example, if I will have setup today, you don't know. Maybe there will be 2 days without setup. Maybe we'll have 5 setups on one day. You never know. So it's difficult to we are back to beliefs. Sometimes we are, not sometimes, always we bring those beliefs from real life, regular work. That's how the world works, not trading world. But trading world, someday you have nothing, someday you have lots of stuff to do. So it's about changing the belief. So when we are talking about the FOMO, the causes, we also mentioned already some of the, let's say, solutions or possible solutions. So one big possible solution is to work on your beliefs. And we mentioned some of the beliefs already, but it's really about identify what is my belief about trading or about taking trade, or if I feel not productive, you need to think about it, and then you need to work with that belief. Because as we said in the previous episode of the podcast, the beliefs very much, it depends on the belief, how easy it is for us to change the behavior or to behave in a certain way. Because if I will believe, and I'm repeating myself, that my job as a trader is to take trades, then I will be disappointed when I don't take a trade. So I will not feel productive, for example. But if my belief about trading is my job is to take the trade when there is a setup, that means if there is no setup, my job is to do nothing, then when I do nothing, I can be happy with myself. And it's more easy to do nothing. I mean, it still takes lots of effort.
It does.
Don't take me wrong, but it's more easy because it's not, my action is not in conflict with my belief. So working with the beliefs, I think, is a very good one. And the other one also could be, you said it, like to follow your plan, like to strictly follow your plan.
Yeah.
That's the best one, right? So I guess you can use the checklist or something. Because
and then I'm thinking, because then you're not following the plan. Let's say maybe you would even have the checklist, but then the FOMO comes again. You start to feel that, very strongly inside of you. Think about, is this really your last day when you're gonna trade? Is this really the best setup for you? Like, is this really the kind of trader that you wanna be? Like, does this align with your vision of who you wanna become in a trade-in? Or is it something what you wanna just leave in the past and, feel that joy of missing out on another unnecessary loss?
Yeah, like, you mean bringing the bigger perspective, maybe also in this?
Exactly.
Let's say, okay, so this is one trade. I know that maybe I want to be in, but I can say, okay, if this trade is not going to, if I'm not going to take the trade, it's fine. I mean, this is not the last opportunity in my trading career. Unless it's your last opportunity, but let's face it, usually it's not. So, like, most of the time, like never, I would say. To sum it up, let's say if you struggle with FOMO, you can combat or defend yourself by following the checklist, like following your system strictly. In order to follow your system strictly, what can help is to change your beliefs about trading, about taking trades, about whatever. And also you mentioned bringing the bigger
picture or bigger perspective.
Yeah. Fine, okay. So
and then, as always, like, rewarding yourself for it, maybe keeping some track of it, journaling, right? Because it's a process. Yeah. We say it in every single episode, and I'm gonna repeat that once again.
Because
it's process.
It's like that.
Exactly. So it takes time. Give yourself that time. The market is gonna still be there, and as you said, with your experience,
it's still
the system is still gonna work out, right?
Yeah. So give yourself time, take care, and trade safe.
This was FTMO Performance Talks. And for more, follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, SoundCloud, or subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content from FTMO. See you next time.